Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the Nashville Stars franchise. The Stars had an interesting offseason where we added a couple of players that could just put us over the top, including Jacob DeGrom, the lifelong New York Met. Finally hit free agency, and I believe this was probably the longest career I've seen of any player in this series that have stayed with one team. I think it was, what, 14 years with the Mets? So now he makes his debut with the Stars in the black jerseys for the first time. He faces the Boston Red Sox here as he gets a leadoff strikeout right there. Marcelo Mayer to the plate. He hits one hard to the right side. No more Alexander Bogaerts. Mayer is the man in Boston along with Trevor Story, as that brings up Harold Ramirez in that three-spot ground ball out to second base. Nashville looking to make another World Series run. Back in Season 4, we won the World Series. In Season 5, we lost in 5 games. And now Jacob DeGrom could be the missing piece to get us back in a ring on our finger. Bottom second here, getting through this lineup for the Red Sox. Nashville with the 1-0 lead. Jacob DeGrom is rolling, facing Tyler Stevenson now, hitting below 100 through the first few games of the season. Hits one well to right field, but right to Dom Thompson-Williams. As we get to the bottom of the third inning, Travis Swaggerty at the plate. Boston has still not gotten a hit today. This one's a ground ball right back to DeGrom. Easy throw onto first base. Jeter downs to the plate now. Outside slider. That one's hit down the left field line, but a good snag by Devers. Good throw. Will get the out at first. So that brings up Matthew Barefoot, and he goes through the entire order. 1, 2, 3 through the first 3 innings. On to the top of the 5th inning. This is Tyler Black at the plate. Now, last year he was at AAA the entire season, and now he is platooning with Jimmy Sandoval at second. He draws the walk. That brings up Enrique Bradfield Jr. to the plate. He hits one well up the middle. That one gets through. The second baseman, for some reason, did not move at all. The throw home will not be in time. Brian Lacker, with only 14 speed, will make it around to score. And it is now a 2-0 lead here for Jacob DeGrom. That brings up Kerry Doss, who was our #1 prospect in this entire series. It hits one well to left field, but it's caught at the track. But a 2-0 lead, that could be good enough for Jacob DeGrom. And now, age 38, his 52nd pitch will be a strike 3 here to start the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll get the batter looking right there, bringing up Swaggerty to the plate. 0 for 1 today. It's a short fly ball to center field. Who's going to get there? And Tyler Black, covering a lot of ground. He is an excellent fielder. He actually is a natural shortstop, but we have him at second base, and it's actually like crazy good defensively up the middle. That brings us to the top of the 6th. Rafael Devers back at the plate here in Boston. He goes to opposite field for the home run. Rafael Devers has been with the Stars for the last 3 years now, and you could just see the difference of hitting that he's had from going from the Red Sox to Nashville. He was a great hitter for Boston, but now with Nashville, he is just crazy good. On to the bottom of the 6th inning. DeGrom still rolling. There is a pitch low, and Lacker somehow gets that throw on time to get the stealing runner at second. And now the at-bat continues, and he's through 6 innings here. No runs given up. Jeter downs here at the plate now in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jacob DeGrom still on the mound. 106 pitches at age 38. You got to be thinking about pulling him here, and I think that's what we will do. The manager comes out, and we've seen an awesome debut from Jacob DeGrom here, and maybe this is a sign of things to come, because maybe in the playoffs, this is a guy we go to in crucial games. It's usually been Jack Leiter, but DeGrom just showed that he can get through an entire lineup, basically an entire game. Pablo Moya in for the 4-out save here, and he gets a swing and miss. Set an outside slider. Strike 3 as we move on to the bottom of the 9th. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa played for the Mets, and now he's with the Yankees. That seems to happen. Plays with the Mets. What am I saying? He played for the Yankees. Now he's with the Red Sox. That seems to happen quite a bit. Marcelo Mayer at the plate. Ground ball to third. And that one is an easy throw to first. Pablo Moya looking for his first save of the year. Ground ball up the middle. And that's an easy play for Willy Adames. We get the win here in the first time in these black uniforms. They look beautiful, by the way. 3-0 victory. DeGrom almost goes the complete game, but he gets the win here. Devers goes 2 for 3 with 2 home runs. He actually had a home run in the first inning and then in the 6th inning. But a good start here to the season for the Nashville Stars. So we move on a little bit here in this series as now we are in the month of April, and we will get through probably this entire month this episode. We end up actually getting swept by the Tampa Bay Rays. So we start out 5-7 after beating Milwaukee, bouncing back, winning 2 of 3. So now we play the New York Yankees, and wow, does this feel weird, because remember, in the offseason, Brandon Woodruff was offered in a trade to us for Willy Adames. I'm glad we decided to keep Adames because I want to play out the rest of his contract. A lot of you guys have said, like, yeah, he was earning that another contract with the Stars, but we'll see. You know, we have to let this entire season play out. And I think our money situation isn't the greatest right now because Devers is owed a lot of money still. His contract is backloaded, so we will have to be mindful of that. And then we have to pay guys in the future like Bradley McDougal, guys like we already paid Troy Quincy, but also Ty Macklin will have to pay pretty soon. There's just a bunch of guys that we have been, grooming out through the first couple years of their career, but they're going to be due a contract, including Jack Leiter, who was on the mound today versus the Yankees. And here's what they look like. They don't look too different. Alejandro Kirk was their big signing in the free agency. They did sign a Visel Garcia as well. So here we go at home. Ramon Urias to the plate. He hits one well to the right side. That one will be fielded and stepped on the bag by Kerry Doss. Manuel Margot is hitting the ball great to start this year. 353. He is a Gold Glove winner in this series as he hits one to right field. Run down by DTW. Ryan Reynolds to the plate now, who is the star of the Yankees. He hits one to right field, and Dom Thompson-Williams with a good jump on it will run that one down. Well, here's the awkward situation. Brandon Woodruff, he knew his name was floated around in trade rumors, and now here he is on the mound to face Tyson King. Now, I want to highlight Tyson King in this matchup because Tyson King is a guy that has been developing in our organization since the beginning. There have been guys that have been prospects the entire time, including Tyson King. John Dumont was once one of those guys. Kerry Doss, one of those guys. But of all those guys, Kerry Doss and Ty Macklin have been really the only two that have developed the entire time and have finally stuck at the MLB level. Nobody else has really done that. Here comes Tyson King up in the 6th inning. Now it's a 3-2 ball game here for Nashville. He just hits a hard ground ball to short. Easy play for the shortstop there as he comes up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 0 for 2 today facing Eric Rodriguez, and he hits one well to left field. This one will get to the wall. Now, Tyson King is such an interesting player because back in season number 2, actually, we had him at the MLB level, and he was just absolutely terrible. We tried to move him up and down between AAA and AA. It just did not work out. And he's had a couple of bad years in the minors. Last year was a very good year for him at AAA. And you saw in spring training, he was one of the lone hitters to hit over about 333. Ground ball out by Brian Lacker will get us through the 8th and on to the 9th inning as Pablo Moya looks for another save in this episode facing Brian Reynolds. But Reynolds goes deep to right center field. It's going to knock off the top of the wall as Enrique Bradfield fields that one. It will be a leadoff double here for the Yankees in the 9th inning as Brian Reynolds comes through. Jonathan India has been a thorn in our side in this entire series. He has been so tough to get out here for the Yankees. They made the trade early on in this series back in season 2 to acquire him. As now that brings us to Alejandro Kirk, their big signing in free agency, a 4-year deal worth about $50 million. He goes down the right field line. He ties this ball game up. Pablo Moya, a rare occurrence here, blows a 9th inning save. The reliever of the year getting a hit hard here in the 9th inning. We had the infield in and everything. We were prepared to make the play at home. Nick Solak comes to the plate now, and Moya allows another base runner. So that brings up the former Brewer and White Sox, Avisail Garcia, and he swings and misses at that one. And now that brings up Jonathan Schoop here with 2 outs. Schoop is still in the league here, and he swings and misses. Outside slider. Strike 3. This one is headed to extras. Lucas Sims comes out of the pen. I meant to the 9th inning, not to extras. And that brings up Bradfield, who hits one well to left center. That's going to get to the wall. Bradfield's got 99 speed. He's going to try to score here. Reynolds to the cutoff man. He's going to round third, but he obviously stops. He will stop at third with no outs. There's no way we would have tried to make that, especially with no outs in the bottom of the 9th. As that brings up Dante Wild, our trade deadline acquisition last year. Opening day starter this time around. Base hit. And that will win this game versus the Yankees. We start out the season series here with a win. Brandon Woodruff did not get the loss in this one, but it feels good to beat the Yankees every single time, especially since I think they could be our rival in this division. I was hoping that the Rays would be our primary rival, because obviously Boston and the Yankees have a rivalry. I was hoping maybe, the Rays or the Blue Jays or somebody would kind of be our rival, but it seems like it's going to be probably the Yankees. So we move on here to face the Oakland Athletics here in the 9th inning as we are up by 1 run. Here's Christian Pache. He lays down a bunt. That was a high bunt. He's lucky that maybe Robert Suzuki didn't dive for that, and that could have been a double play, maybe even a triple play. So now men on second and third here. Jared Walsh at the plate. Suzuki, 3-2 pitch. That one's a low sinker. And it will bring up Franmil Reyes, who is one of the most powerful hitters in the show. He's got about 98 power versus left-handed pitchers. So we decided to go back to Moya. He's got 5 saves so far this season through 6 games. He blew the 1 save, which you just saw. But here he is versus Franmil Reyes, 0 for 3. And he hits a ball a mile in the air. But it's going to be deep enough to score the runner from third. Enrique Bradfield, not with the greatest arm in center field. And Oakland will tie this ball game up at 4 apiece. Shea Langoliers, I believe that's how you say it, at the plate now, and that one will be a strike 3. Top 11 here, Nico Latonia at the plate with men on second and first, and a ground ball to third. We'll get the double play. So this game continues to play on. We try to go to the 11th inning here, or the 12th inning, and the Oakland Athletics walk it off. We tried to quick manage through that 1 inning, and it did not end up working out. Pablo Moya gets credited with the loss, so that sucks. He did not get credited for the blown save because he came in the save opportunity, so that will not count towards that. But we start to move on through this month of April, and I kind of want to see how our team does without our control here. And you can just see we have a couple of minor league injuries. Ja'Cory Ferris is one of our draft picks from last year. He's out for 1 to 2 months, it looks like. And now here we are at the end of April. You can just see we're actually winning some games here. We beat Boston. We sweep Boston. We drop to the Yankees 2 of 3. Then we start to go into the month of May. We split with the Kansas City Royals. We win 1 versus the St. Louis Cardinals 8-1. And then we end up beating them in that season series there, that series 2-3. And then we get through the middle of the month and we beat the Yankees 3 of 4. So we are actually winning a lot of these series. And now we get through the second Yankee series of the month and they win this one 2 of 3. So through all of those games, we actually go 29-22. 5 games back of the division lead. The Blue Jays are the surprise this year. They are in first place. I'm surprised by that because remember, they did sign Walker Buehler a year ago in free agency. So they do have some good pitchers, but they did lose Vladimir Guerrero Jr. But it seems like that doesn't matter because they have Dylan Cruz now. And also, I'm thinking of Bobby Witt Jr., Bo Bichette also. But the real talk of our pitching staff this year has been Bradley McDougald, a guy that probably should have won Rookie of the Year last year, but he has not lost yet. He faces the Red Sox on the road again. So he faced the Red Sox for the second time in this episode here to see if Bradley McDougald can remain undefeated. as we are third in the AL East at this point, 29-22. As Bradley McDougald gets a ground ball, Swaggerty grounds out to Rafael Devers. 2 outs in this inning, bringing up Marcelo Mayer, and he hits one well up the middle. That one will be a single. Bradley McDougald, the one thing I like about him is that I do use classic pitching. So it's very ratings based, but he hits his spots. That is the one thing that I've noticed when pitching with him as opposed to other pitchers. He just hits his spot. Here in the bottom of the second inning, here's a drive deep to right center, but Bradfield just has enough speed to get to that one. That is a deep part in the ballpark right there to right center field. Matthew Barefoot goes right back to that same spot, but this one's hit on a line. It will get to the wall. Ramon Salgado playing in right field today will throw to Sandoval, and they have a man on second base here with 1 out. Ronaldo Hernandez, he's going to hit a short fly ball to center field, and this one will be camped under by Enrique Bradfield. He will get it into the cutoff man. 2 outs in this inning. Man on second base, 2 outs. That brings up Austin Nola hitting .333. He will walk. As we get to the bottom of the order here, Enrique Hernandez is actually hitting the ball well this year, but he will swing and miss at a pitch in the dirt. Strike 3, and Nashville will get out of that jam. More McDougald on the mound here. His 40th pitch of the game will be a changeup right on the corner. I mean, he is nailing these corners, just not getting the call. Marcelo Mayer back at the plate. The runner is on the move this time, and Zambrano playing behind the plate today. That's an easy money sniper there behind the plate here for Kurt Zambrano. 2 outs, bringing up Marcelo Mayer to continue this at bat, and he will just ground out to second. The funny thing is that we have had a pretty good defensive base behind the plate. Like, it's been Jorge Alfaro, who has 98 arm strength in the game. Then we traded for Kurt Zambrano to back him up, and now it's finally his turn. And Brian Lacker is not a bad catcher behind the plate. Also, he throws out a lot of runners. But on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's a hit to the right side. That one gets through. The throw home from Salgado is barely not in time. The slide was just better than the throw. And Boston ties this game up at 1 apiece here in the 5th. But McDougald settles down a little bit, gets a swinging strike right there, bringing up Isaiah Kiner Falafa to the plate. He hits one well to right field, but Salgado will be under that one for the 2nd out of the inning. As Bradley McDougald looks like they're not touching him at all this game except for that 1 run. Strike 3, Swaggerty swings and misses. If McDougald starts to put his entire repertoire together, meaning just getting more Ks, I think this guy is going to be one of the best pitchers in the league if he's not already. I think that kind of begs the question, who's going to be our ace going forward? Is it Troy Quincy still, or is it going to be McDougald? That is the question we should ask, because McDougald is pitching like an ace so far this year. KFC starts on the top of the 10th inning with a hit that brings up Dante Wild, who gets a beautiful pitch to hit, but it's just a fly ball to right field. And we will move on here to the bottom of the 10th inning. We bring in Brusdar Graterol to get us through these remaining innings here. This is the first time you are seeing him. He signed in the offseason with us, 3-year, worth about $14 million deal. And with men on first and second, a chopper to second base, and Jimmy Sandoval tries to get cute and barehand it, and a run will come across the plate. This is a play that could lose you playing time, trying to barehand a chopper. It goes right over his arm. I think maybe the base runner got in front of his line of sight, and he just missed it. And now we end this game with a loss on an error. That one should have got us out of the inning. That was an easy out. He could have just used his glove, just got his body in front of it. But instead, we lose it 8-7. We continue this month, and you can just see what it kind of looks like. You know, Boston actually is a decent team. Like, we have a good division here, but getting through the month of May, it was just kind of up and down. We are currently sitting here at 32-28 after the month of May. And it's just kind of what it's been. Like, we have just been an up and down team. And we head into the month of June, and you can just see the schedule. We played Toronto. We played Tampa Bay, who is 9 games over 500 over us. Chicago is once again good. Seattle's always good. And the Twins are always good. So we have a tough road ahead of us. So we definitely need to get it going here. And we've had sloppy play like that Jimmy Sandoval error pretty much through the first month and a half, and that's kind of what we've been. So I want to see if we can improve on that, and honestly, we need to clean up our bats a little bit. Some of our good bats are kind of sleeping right now. I honestly point to Rafael Devers. He's hitting 226 to start this year. I think once he starts getting going, we will wake up a little bit. Enrique Bradfield's hitting 230. I think those guys just need to step up just a little bit. Our pitching staff isn't doing the greatest either. Troy Quincy's got a high whip right now at 146. Stephen Brennan's whip is at 168. I'm not sure what to do with Brennan. And then Ty Macklin is struggling too. He's got a 7.81 ERA, 1.70 whip. So something needs to change, and I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's moving up one of our AAA bats like Jacob Amaya. We still have Darren Floyd, but I'm not ready to move him up just yet. I want to develop him just a little more. Or moving up one of our pitching prospects like Ben Swerve, who is absolutely incredible. We drafted him 3 years ago. Look at him now at AAA, 0.91 whip, a 2.73 ERA. He could definitely be a pitcher we could probably replace with Stephen Brennan, because it just doesn't look like Brennan is ready for the show just yet. So that's going to do it here in this episode. Let me know what you guys think my next move should be, or should we just stick it out and see how it goes up until the All-Star break? And next episode, we will have draft day, and I will get all the way to the All-Star break as well. So hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I hope the rain don't come in November, 'cause the summer went way too fast. I'm trying real hard to remember